I got it! When I first heard about Dave being trapped in a maze...
1, 2, 3, 4!
I built a labyrinth. Can you believe it?
Dave is trapped in a cardboard maze in his living room and he can't get out.
Welcome to Dave Made a Minute, the podcast where a whole bunch of us are exploring the film Dave Made a Maze 1 minute at a time. The twist. Many of the participants have never seen the film. Some don't even know what film they're sampling. They get their minutes and they tackle them as they see fit. Here's your host from the Groundhog Day Project and Michael Myers Minute, Robert Black.
Minute 81, Dave Made a Maze, comes to an end. To tackle Minute 81, we have me, the host, the producer, the madman, Robert Black.
You come home, there's a giant maze in your living room. You're like, what the... There's a giant maze in my living room. I've heard of people rearranging the furniture, but this is wackadoodle crazy. Give me a sense of that.
This doesn't make any sense.
Did I promise? Did I promise to myself? But solutions, I promise.
It's like a fucking cocktail party in here.
I get a few words from you before you go.
We have come to the end.
This ain't one body's story. It's the story of us all. We got it mouth to mouth, so you gotta listen it, remember. Because what you hears today, you gotta tell the birthed tomorrow.
Minute 81 begins with the special thanks to part of the closing credits. To how about mine? Special thanks to Timothy Nordwind, Frank Coyote, Scott Narver, Lauren Schau, John Sumner, John Charles Meyer, and Bill Watterson. Regular old "You Are All Awesome" thanks to, in mostly random order, just like the episode assignments, Chris Durkach, Pete Wright, Gary Roby, Ben Butina, Travis Bowe, Sarah Black, Jason Croxon, Rudy Thornburg, Mark Carlucci, Jeff Ferry, Jason Hummel, Niall McGowan, Eric Nash, Walt Murray, Curtis Blaze, Jonathan Howell, Eric Deutsch, George Hendricks, Andy Nelson, Nathan Parnes, Chris Frayne, Mark Meadows, Tierney Steele, Wesley Hernandez, Brad Mendenhall, Johnny Powers, Doug Greenberg, Connor Colson, Kieran Black, Cassandra Fredrickson, Julia Ingham, John Parker, Rick Ingham, Allison Grimm, Liz Whitaker, Dave Palish, Sean German, Alan Sanders, that other Chris whose last name no one seems to know, and Sire Black. And one time, altogether, a probably still incomplete list of all the other podcasts those folks do, or are about to do, or have imagined doing. And you should check them all out if you like what they did here, and you should probably check them out even if you didn't like what they did here. In mostly random order. 5 Minutes of Mime, Bat Minute, Almost Famous Minute, Real Comics Heroes Podcast, Lord of the Rings Minute, The Burbs Minute, UHF 62nd, Please Be Seated, Watchmen Minute, Scott Pilgrim Minute, Better Off Dead Minute, Way to Dune Minute, Tarantino Minute, Prometheus by Minute, Return to Oz Minute, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation Days, Ferris Bueller's Minute Off, The Recasting Couch Movie Podcast, Mogwai Minute, The Never Ending Minute, Whole Wheat Costa, Getting to Know Who, Rocky Minute, Austin Powers Minute, Cleveland in 6, The Hot Tube, DC Cinematic Minute, Open the Podcast Doors How, Minute of Darkness Podcast, Jay and Silent Bob Minute, Back to School Minute, Department 12 and IO Psychology Podcast, 5 Minutes of Mystery, The Doctor's Companion, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles Days, Flash Gordon Minute, The Room Minute, Scrooged by the Ghost, Harry Potter Minute, The Next Real Podcast, Michael Myers Minute, Mad Max Minute, Potent Potables, Greetings from Wonderfalls, Transformers Minute, Spinal Tap Minute, Marvel Movie Minute, I Curd That, Galaxy Quest Minute, ID4 Minute, Groundhog Minute, and The Wilder Ride. I'm going to keep this relatively short.
I feel like this film has a lot of heart and a lot of joy and a lot of love. That's who Bill is. And I remember Bill said, the film's not going to be for everybody, and I got to make the kind of film that I think is right and that I would want to see. And that's what I'm going to do.
Minute 58, Bryn says, quote, "Life is a series of incomplete moments from which there is no escape. You got this. Minute 58, Bryn says life is a series of incomplete moments from which there is no escape. In the moment, this sounds dark, depressing, ominous. But that's what makes life fun, I think. Each moment is just an opening to the next. Life keeps going, and it's a good idea for you to have people around you like Dave does, who can help you out when your incomplete moments feel unending, or you don't have any idea what incomplete moment is coming next. I've known this movie for barely over a year. It took over my blog for a week, took over a piece of my mind for, well, forever perhaps. With this podcast, it took over a good chunk of my life these past few months. I think with these last few episodes, we've already leaned into Peter Jackson on Frodo's last day of shooting territory.
The last shot was a pickup from Bag End when Frodo was finishing up writing his story of what he's experienced in Bilbo's book. And essentially the subtext of the scene is that Frodo knows he's going to leave and that he's going to leave the book to Sam.
What is it?
It's been 4 years to the day since Weathertop, Sam. It's never really healed.
And one more, that's nice, Elijah. Just give us more of a sense that you're distancing yourself from Sam, that you've already made the decision and that you've now got to cut your emotional ties with him.
It was amazing because it was, it came at the perfect time for me, or not the perfect time, depending on how you look at it, because I was also preparing to leave. It was my goodbye too.
Okay, we'll just keep rolling. We may as well have another crack at that.
Keep it locked down.
It was really quiet, it had really quietened down, and everyone was there. Pete was talking really quietly.
Good, and just give us a very slow, melancholy one now, even slower and more disconnected from Sam. I have this terrible requirement when I'm shooting to, if I'm happy, I say, right, we've got it, check the gate, which is normally fine, but it's a terrible thing on the last shot because I sort of don't want to say that. You got room for one more on the mag? Hey? Okay, here we go.
I actually remember at the time thinking, you've got this. You got it 3 takes ago. They were doing it over and over again.
And one more. And at the end of each take, there'd be the
Groundhog Day Project, day 258, What Everybody Wants, I wrote, quote, and it's like all of us doomed to repeat so many things in our lives, trivial and not so trivial. Each day begins much the same, middles much the same, and ends much the same. There are variations, just like Phil finds and creates variations in his day. But so much is just the same shit, different day. Gotta get up by 7, get to work by 8, eat breakfast, maybe stop for coffee, work, keep busy, as a bokononist might say. Get some lunch, work some more, then head home to the wife and kids or the dog or the empty apartment bereft of hope, the world forgetting but the world forgot. Dinner with the family, dinner alone, a dinner date, variations on a theme, rinse and repeat. If you're lucky, all this resumption and repetition gets the momentum toward a pleasant end, and I don't mean your death. I mean your life. Fulfilled, fulfilling, meaningful more than wasted. So the monotonous moments blur more easily together to make way in your memory for the happy moments. The thrilling moments. Time with those you care about. Time with those who care about you. Time doing what you want to do more than what you have to do. Or maybe finding something that happens to make those two things one and the same. End quote. And a quick outtake from minute 76. Mostly this is me and Alan Sanders of The Wilder Ride, but there's a little Dave Pallas of Groundhog Minute in here as well. I wish now that I had somehow been on the other side of this project, because I would love to do that.
It was cool. I gotta tell you, I know.
I want to do a movie where I discover it 1 minute at a time.
I don't know, Rob. You've seen all the things.
I know. I've seen too many.
You got a lot of free time.
We can't get anything by you.
And because I love, that mystery of it excites me, and I loved how it turned out here, because so many different voices, different people, creating a whole that works. I don't know. This is going to be the next several minutes will be me eventually saying that multiple times. It's like, this has turned out maybe better than I thought it was going to be, and I love it. It's gone. It's
done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now. I can see the shine. The Brandywine River. Peggy. Gandalf's fireworks. The lights. The party tree. Rosie caught dancing. She had ribbons in her hair. If ever I was to marry someone, it would have been her. It would have been her. Glad to be with you, Samwise Gamgee. Here at the end of all things.
It is time to wrap this production. I wish you all well. I thank you for stopping by and listening to the things I and my fellow podcasters and friends had to say. I am proud of what we have done here.
And then I could probably disarm all the traps. And then we could finish this maze. Who is with me?
That was me, Robert Black, taking on minute 81 of Dave Made a Maze. Next time. Well, there won't be a next time. Unless they make a sequel.
Thank you for listening to Dave Made a Minute. Intro dialogue snippets were taken from Dave Made a Maze, directed by Bill Watterson, written by Bill Watterson and Steve Sears, and produced by John Charles Meyer. Intro music is Diversion by The Equals, featured in the film Dave Made a Maze, and Life Cycle of a Match by Parvis Decree. Outro music is Leaving This Godforsaken Place and Her Presence is Strong Here by Parvis Decree. Dave Made a Minute is a production of Lemming Drop Studio and all other featured podcast producers. You can find more content at lemmingdrops.com. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Dave Made a Minute. If you like what you hear, throw us a rating and review on your podcatcher of choice, and check out all of the participants' other shows to spread the love around. Again, thank you for listening.
As long as we're all working together, this is going to be fine. It's going to be great.
And you can notify the families of everyone who died here today.
Totally.